Yo, welcome on in to Sub Me In. Another episode here. If you just happen to be like stopping by, I accidentally clicked on the video. Basically, Sub Me In is pretty much a show where I talk about football. You know what? We'll call it football from now, so they don't confuse. Nobody confuses it with American football. Football, movies, and video games. So if you do like any of that stuff, this is the place to be. I pretty much just talk about what's going on in those three areas. Movies, movie news, whatever. Just random stories. Pull them in, and we're just gonna talk about it. This episode today, I'm pretty much just gonna talk about video game stuff. Something that I saw is from Piston Hurricane to today, why Latinx in gaming exists. I hate that word, bro. I just hate that word. I first saw that word in I don't know if anybody knows who Fluffy is. So I liked Fluffy. What's his name? Gabriel Iglesias. I liked him. I think his comedy shows were funny. I think he was a funny dude. Then he had this show. I don't know if it was on Netflix or something. I think it was on Netflix. He had this sitcom. I don't think he got continued. I think he got discontinued because there was no other seasons on it. But pretty much it was a sitcom where it's not those funny sitcoms. They try to be funny, but it's not funny because they're trying to play it safe, I guess, with the jokes and everything. And I just makes it not funny at all. And I watched the whole thing because I like Gabriel Iglesias. Why not? And I didn't like the show. I didn't like it at all. Like I said, it's one of those comedy shows that's trying to be funny, but it's not. It's kind of like Fuller House. Didn't really enjoy it that much. And the 90s show, I didn't really enjoy it either, just because it's not the same as Full House or the 70s show. But it was kind of like that. That's what it was. That's what I'm talking about when it's like a sitcom that's trying to be funny, but it's not that funny. But there was an episode about, there's the one of his students. She's Latina and everything, and she doesn't like the word Latin or Latino, I don't know. And she's fighting to use the word Latinx, basically. I don't know anybody that's, anybody who's Mexican or Hispanic in general that actually likes that word. I'm pretty sure if I tell somebody, how do you guys feel about this word? They're going to say, what is that? Either they didn't hear about it, or they're going to say they don't like it. I don't know if anybody else does. If you're Hispanic, throw it down in the comments. Let me know how you guys feel about that word. But basically, the article about this, the thing, I'm not gonna go too much deep into it because it was a lot. But it's basically I'll go over the headlines, I guess. So first, it talks about how Latinx in gaming was founded. Then he goes off into saying Latinos play video. See what I'm saying? It just uses different. Latinos play video games more than anyone. And it has this graph, and it shows 80% of Hispanics play video games. They're big gamers. And then it's talking about lacking fictional representation in games, and then how it's pretty much how Latinx is in gaming is changing things. Pretty much the gist of it is he's talking about how he wishes that there was more Hispanics in, I guess, the gaming developing space, and then that way they can show more representation through the games, creating characters, making characters more Latinos and Hispanics and everything. And it talks about his I think it's a group or something that he created. That's what it is, Latinx or something like that. And then he goes off towards the end where it's how games now are starting to show it, with Miles Morales. I guess in media in general, not just in video games, but just in general. You had who was this guy up here? In Super Punch, you would see sometimes Piston Hurricane, I guess. He's Cuban Afro-Latino boxer from Super Punch Out or Punch Out. And we're starting to see more characters like that in gaming, basically. In media as well, in general. With Miles Morales in Spider-Man, Miguel O'Hara, he's kind of half. They're always half. They always end up being half. Isn't Miguel O'Hara half Irish and half, what is it, Salvadorian, Honduran? I think. Miles Morales being half Puerto Rican, half African American. Dom is one of them as well. I always thought of him as a Latino in Gears of War. Yes, I like the idea of it, what the article was talking about. what this guy was trying to do. He's saying, why can't there be more like Hispanics kind of going into like the gaming developing route or anything like that to create more of these characters into this space? Because he's like, at one point he was talking about like, I feel like I'm the only one here. I'm the only Hispanic working in this company as a game developer, and I feel out of place. So he wants to. He made this thing so he can get more people involved, like more Hispanics go into that route, go into trying to become game developers, which is cool. I like the idea. I just don't like the word Latinx. So I think that's what he's calling it or something. Latinx in gaming. Yes, he's calling it Latinx in gaming. Don't like the name. I would change it because, like I said, I don't think that word it gives me like, it's not a word. It feels like it's a word that was created by, people who are trying to include people or not trying to offend people, but in doing that, it just, like I said, most likely it offends people. I'm pretty sure if I went to one of my primos or primas and told them, or tios and tias, and I told them, what do you think about the word Latinx? They're going to say, what the hell is that? In Spanish, obviously. So, some in Spanish, some in English, like, what is that? I don't like that thing. I don't like that word. I don't use that word. I've never heard anybody use that word in our conversations, in my family or anything like that. So seems like something that was created by, no Sabo kids in college who probably don't speak Spanish or something, who don't know anything about their culture or something. I'm just saying, man. That's how I feel like it. That's what I feel like, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the idea. Don't like where like the whole Latinx word. So that's what this is about. I think that was the major story that I picked out. Next, EA's FIFA series delisted on all digital storefronts, including Switch eShop. EA, since they rebranded to FC, no longer with FIFA, they pretty much delisted everything, like entire FIFAs in the past. So anything from 14 to 23, you can no longer purchase them, basically. Now, if you've purchased FIFA 22 and 23, since those are the most recent, you can still access them. But that's only if you purchase them, in the last year. If you haven't, I guess they're not available. Thinking about like those FIFAs, like that's the end of an era, dude. I believe FIFA is trying to find like other game developers to pretty much make a new series of games. I don't know if they're going to continue calling them FIFA or if it's going to go a different route, kind of like, when PES was around with Konami and stuff. I think it was Konami. Who made PES? I don't remember. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But for right now, you can no longer buy. I wonder if you can play them. I mean, I can obviously play like FIFA 17 because I have the disc. But I wonder if like any digital stuff about the other ones. That's interesting. I remember those intros from FIFA. They were so good. The 2006. If anybody remembers the 2006 FIFA 2006 intro. Deep cuts right there. Deep cuts. Could have wrote a English essay with that intro and get an A. Next, Epic Games is reportedly laying off nearly 900 employees. Fortnite is reportedly laying off 60% of its workforce, which works out to around 900 employees. The news comes via Bloomberg, with a person familiar with the matter stating that an internal announcement of the job cuts was sent out in a staff memo. And then after that whole thing with them being like having to do like pretty much like a lawsuit where they have to, I don't think it's a lot of money to them, but because I think each person would probably get like, I don't know, around $20. I don't know if anybody has seen that, but yeah, that's crazy. So many people are getting fired. That is crazy. But with that, because of this, like inflation and everything, V-Bucks will also be increasing in October. So the Epic has stated that the adjustments are based on economic factors such as inflation and currency fluctuations. And this is pretty much how it's going to look. So 1,000 V-Bucks will be $8.99, which are right now $7.99. So it looks like that's only going up $2. I think everything goes up $2. 2,800 V-Bucks, $22.99. Right now it's $19.99. 5,000 V-Bucks, $36.99. That's what it's going to be. Right now it's $31.99. And then 13,500 V-Bucks is going to be $89.99, which is $79.99, which was $79.99. Well, it's currently right now. Yes, and this is what I was talking about. So with Epic Games, they had agreed to pay a total of $540 million over allegations with the whole, like, you know, some kids were pressing the buy button. They didn't know what they were buying. Or some people, if they were dumb enough. It's a good thing I don't play Fortnite, but that's just something that's crazy. 900 lives were affected. Netflix releases teaser for Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft, an animated series. So, they announced it in 2021 that they were developing an animated Tomb Raider. It's going to be starring Lara Croft. This is pretty much going to be like a continuation of what happened with the trilogy. So after that trilogy of the new recent games, basically, this is going to continue off of that. So who's going to play this? I think it's Haley Atwell is going to be the voice for Lara Croft. She was on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, and she was Peggy Carter in the MCU. So she's going to be the voice for Lara Croft. No release dates, but you can see a first look at it. It's not a trailer yet, it's just a first look. Yes, that is it. That is pretty much it. That's all we have on the show. And if you're a big Tomb Raider fan, obviously next year you're gonna be getting the PlayStation 1 titles, all three. So that's exciting news for those Tomb Raider fans, getting the original Lara Croft. So what do you guys think about that? Give me your thoughts. Are you guys excited for this Lara Croft? She kind of looks like from this thumbnail, she looks like Korra from The Legend of Korra. So there's that. But that's pretty much it. That's everything for all the news for the gaming news. Find anything interesting, let me know what you guys think on the new animated series of the Tomb Raider. How you guys feel about FIFA being delisted, if you're a fan of FIFA. If not, okay. And then what do you guys think about, for my Hispanics out there, what do you guys think about the word Latinx? Let me know. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Check out the other videos. I am playing again, check out the FIFA 23 videos that I'm doing. I'm not gonna be playing FC 24. I'm gonna continue playing FIFA 23 until I finish that season. See what happens, whether we don't become Kings of Europe or not. So also check out, if you're into retro gaming, I am going to be playing through the whole retro games in the Switch's library. So NES first, then SNES, I'm going to continue on fourth. So stay tuned for those as well. Check those out. And then, yeah, just if you like subbing in, continue watching. All right, cool. See you in the next one. Peace. Vámonos. Let's get out of here.